Hey, what's going on, everyone? I thought for today I'd do kind of a different style of video, but I still want to say hello and keep in touch with everyone. Last month in January, two different zine friends came to visit. They live in California and they came out here for a weekend and stayed with us. And one of them pointed to my dry erase board when I was showing them my office. And my dry erase board, it's been such a valuable tool as a creative person. I think everybody should get a dry erase board up in their office or their art studio or whatever it is. I use this only for zines. I keep track of all the zine stuff, the goals, the tasks I have at hand. And one of my friends pointed to it and pointed to the part that said, "Stop coming up with new projects." That has been a really important note to myself that I don't pay attention to, but I keep it in my mind, and I actually talk about it in the new Behind the Zines. Behind the Zines 17 is at the printer. I should get it in about 2 weeks, right at the end of February, which is perfect timing. I was running behind schedule on that, and I caught up and got it done, so it should mail out first week of March like it's supposed to, so that'll be good. But I talked in the intro of that zine about how I ignore my own rules. This dry erase board, I keep all my zine projects up on there. So who I need to mail stuff to, I need to talk to such and such distro, such and such store. And I just thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about what is currently on my dry erase board. At the very, very, very top, let's start at the top, Slipknot zine. That has been written there for 2 years. Other things have come and gone, been erased and rewritten and crossed off the list and underlined and circled, and I still haven't done the Slipknot zine. I've started it many times. I've got a bunch written on it, but I think 2024. I really need to get that fucking thing done. So that's still at the top it's at the top of the board because it's important. The stop coming up with new projects, we'll come back to that. But going down the line, reprint Road to More. That's reprint Road to Morocco. Last year, I went to Spain. Alicia and I went to Spain, and we stayed with our friends Chris and Lola, who are awesome. Chris writes a bunch of zines and has always been involved in the zine scene. Writes for Geography Dead. He wrote an article for Behind the Zines for me once. He's a really cool dude and a really, really good writer. And he has a zine called Road to Morocco. And when I was there, he gave me a bunch to sell through my distro, and I sold them. And I don't have any more left. And instead of mailing them from Spain, he gave me the PDF files. And at some point, I need to reprint that. The big thing that's held me up on that is America. we refuse to use the metric system. So I don't know if anyone knows this, but there's a few places in the world that use 8.5 by 11 as your standard letter size sheet of paper. Everywhere else in the world, most places, 90% of the world uses a system where basically that size is called A5. So you have A5, A4. There's different, I'm sure there's, a bunch of different A6, A8, whatever. I'd mostly just know A5 is the standard. Anyway, it's almost the same size as letter, but not quite. And so I need to kind of reformat that to get it to fit. And then I'm going to run off a bunch of copies of Road to Morocco. So I haven't done that yet. Below that is Print Donna's shit. Donna Ramone, another beautiful zinester. She writes for Razor Cake magazine, and she's done a bunch of zines about Christmas. She also wrote one about The Undertaker, the professional wrestler. And same thing, I've sold her stuff in the past, and I'm like, Donna, let me get 10 more copies. And she's like, I don't have 10 more copies. And eventually I was like, can I just get those PDFs, or what's up, girl? And let me print my own copies. And so she gave me the PDFs. And those actually, I'm probably going to order copies of that today, which that's been on my list for a while to get that done. So I'm going to reprint a bunch of Donna's shit today. Below that, right, Spain. I mentioned that I went to Spain last year, and I came back full of inspiration, full of journal entries, and I started writing what it was like to go to Spain, and I got through about 2 days of our 6-day trip, and then I just got onto other stuff and just have never written a zine about what it's like to go to Spain. So at some point, hopefully this year I need to do that. ZG video, Zen Game. Remember Zen Game that I made forever ago? I still have it. I still sell it. I still love it. It's a great game, and I've been meaning to do an instructional video just to kind of give people a little bit of an idea how to play the Zen Game. Over on the right side, take order to page 1 on February 1st. Today is February 15th, and I actually already did that one. I Page 1 Books is a bookstore here in Albuquerque, and they ordered some of my zines, which they don't take very many, but they'll take 2 copies of this and 2 copies of that. And I dropped off an order and then showed them some new stuff, and actually last week took some more things to them. So if you live in Albuquerque, go up to Wantabo and Eubank, where they intersect up on the northeast side, and go to page 1. You can always buy my zines there now. And then Self-Harm to blank. I don't want to say who it was, but someone ordered a copy of Self-Harm. Self-Harm is a really cool zine by a California writer, Shariah. And she does the zine Word of the Day, which is all just explanations of cool words that she comes across. But she also does a zine called Self-Harm, which is all about NSSI, which is non-suicidal self-injury. Basically like cutting yourself. And I grew up cutting myself, probably 12 or 13 years old. I was probably the first time I kind of started it. And all through my teens, all through my 20s, I was cutting up my arms every time I felt bad about the world, which was often. I don't do that anymore. I'm not embarrassed that I used to do it. I don't feel proud about it. It's just something I did. It was a coping mechanism. And that's how I survived my teen years. But self-harm is all about that activity. And I obviously related to it a lot. So I really like that zine. Someone had ordered it through my Etsy, ordered a bunch of stuff, including that, and I had sold out of it. So I made a little note to myself that when I got it back in stock to mail it off, and I got it back in stock and mailed it off. So there's that. Back to the stop coming up with new projects. I wrote that on my board maybe last summer, like around August or so, July or August. I just had so many things, and anyone who's been following me for that time knows that in December and in January I came out with a bunch of things. So the stop coming up with new projects was good, except for I'm always coming up with new projects, but I'm trying to limit my new projects. I want my idea was I want to finish my old projects before I start new projects. That being said, I came up with such a good idea for a book, and I started writing a new book. So I know all you Patreon followers and subscribers, you want me to finish Driver. I will finish Driver. I'm really excited about my new one, though. Driver has taken it's a backseat driver now. It's taken a backseat. I'm gonna try to write a new chapter this month, and then either this week or next week I'll try to write a new chapter. But the new project I'm working on, I've mapped out 25 chapters. I've already written 14 of them. I'm gonna try to get a rough draft of my new book. It's gonna be a book. It's gonna be like I've already written like 25,000 words, so it's gonna be like 50 or 60,000 word book. It's going to be longer and bigger and more involved than Driver, like by far. I don't want to give too much of it away yet, but that's not going to be done till like the fall. So I'm going to try to get the rough draft of my new book done, which I'm not even telling you the title yet, but I'm going to work on that, get the rough draft by the end of February, do some revisions in March, and then maybe give it to some people to help me edit in April and May, and then get artwork done and maybe put it out around August or so. That's my plan. So anyway, that's my dry erase board. Keeps me in order, keeps me on task, and keeps me moving forward. Hope everyone's doing good. Happy Valentine's Day, which was yesterday. And hey, happy Valentine's Day. I love you guys. Love you all. Hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.